Who did a phenomenal effort to help put him out front today.
Oh, no.
NASCAR is an intense sport, but with intensity does come some wacky moments, like when animals are on the racetrack, fans go to see drivers during the race, drivers just being stupid, and pure entertainment value of racing will always have some stupidity and wacky moments. Just like this one in 2013, you probably don't remember this, but during the race, NASCAR had to throw a caution and alter the race because there was a grass fire in turn number 3. You even had to have a car come out there with a fire extinguisher and put this small fire out. This small fire basically altered the race and threw out a caution for NASCAR to group the field back together, and then they got back going. In the height of the pandemic in 2020, NASCAR had to find creative ways to still broadcast races. They were under contract with Fox and NBC, so Fox went out there and did a really smart thing. They wanted to broadcast some iRacing races. Let the drivers race for fun. It's a video game, right? And let some funny moments happen. And Clint Boyer, who was by far the comedic show of this, definitely had some great moments, but none would be as hilarious as this one when he blew up.
Oh, no!
There you have it.
No!
Oh, it's blowed up.
Are you blowed up, Boyer?
Oh, man, you gotta be kidding me. You probably should have got out from behind him.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. I'm not. I'm not laughing.
I think oh, man, Larry, what happened?
Well, you didn't pit when I told you to pit.
Are you kidding me?
When Kevin Harvick had something flash before his eyes. Literally.
What was that?
Almost hit a cat. Cat just ran right in front of me. He said they had one in the infield.
Oh, I thought I'd seen it all. My goodness. He's had pretty good luck so far. You can see. Yeah, I don't know how it got there, but.
And we might have another sighting of wildlife in the area.
Squirrels sitting over in turns 3 and 4. I would not doubt if they threw a caution. If it's kind of running around out there. They tried to catch it before the race. Just keep that in mind. What is it? It's a squirrel. It's not wearing a helmet. Not one of them squirrels. A real squirrel.
One of NASCAR's oldest racetracks, Atlanta Motor Speedway, has always put on some fantastic racing, but they even had wild racing when squirrels were on the track. And I'm not talking about the idiots in the back of the pack, I'm talking about a real-life squirrel. During the 2014 Atlanta night race, while Kevin Harvick was dominating the night, a squirrel ran across the track and a lot of drivers saw it, and it made for some hilarious radio between teams.
Greg Biffle is the lucky dog. He'll come around and be the 33rd car on the lead lap.
I'm telling you, Stewart's bored. When you start bump drafting the pace car, he's looking for some fun.
Pace car driver is Brett Bodine.
Smiling.
Oh, yeah, he's having a big time.
NASCAR has asked Tony to back off a little bit, and he did. Is he trying to make Brett loose? Is that what he's trying to do?
If he was trying, it would have been done.
Tony Stewart was easily the most aggressive and hot-headed NASCAR driver in the mid-2000s. There was nobody who could challenge him in temperamentness, but Tony Stewart held that crown. But even though Tony Stewart was by far the most aggressive driver on the racetrack, he had a very funny side to him. During one of the Texas races in 2006, Tony Stewart had a very, very, very dominant car, and nobody could touch him. So he decided to have some fun and a caution with the pace car driver.
And since Guy Fieri wasn't available, here is our tire chef du jour, Larry McReynolds.
Well, Mike, you've heard Jamie and Regan talking about drivers saying, I feel like I'm just grinding the tires away. Remember, this surface at Atlanta Motor Speedway is 24 years old. Now, I don't have a cheese grater, but I still have my course file from a year ago, and what it's just like grinding on this tire. You can just see it the rubber just peels off, and that's what's happening every corner of every lap with those race tires at that Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's just grinding the rubber off that tire, and that's what those drivers are feeling. Same tire, same file from a year ago.
Larry, do you have any idea how many internet memes have been formed from you grinding on that tire?
It still lives, Mike. It still lives.
That's true.
One of the oldest tracks in the NASCAR schedule, Atlanta Motor Speedway, was recently repaved to configure this hybrid super speedway racing like Daytona and Talladega. But before that, the tires would wear exponentially fast on this 1.5-mile track. During the run, when the race was pretty stale and nothing was really going on, Larry McReynolds decided to do a demonstration of how the tires would wear at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and needless to say, him bringing out the cheese grater was the funniest thing I've ever seen Larry McReynolds do on live TV. Rain delays absolutely suck if you're a NASCAR fan. You cannot race and you cannot drive the track if it's still raining. So what do? Usually TV will go interview drivers, and honestly, it's a great thing to do. You get to see the driver's personality, you get to see them lighten up a little bit, and it's great. So rain delays do offer some of that. And this interview between Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin is just pure entertainment. Just watch this.
Ready, and so are the teams. We're going to continue to bring you the storylines. Luckily, it is a race, a place where there are plenty of stories, and Marty is with a driver who probably has some to tell. It would be what? Cash's buddy's dad, Kyle Larson.
Sure, that works, Krista. I'm buying that. And so I wanted to find Kyle Larson, and I figured I would find Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Denny Hamlin as well. And, of course, I did. So we were seeing Cash Boyer playing with toys. Let's see what the adult kids play with, because these guys have found a little rain delay to be the time to play video games. I'm shocked this is what you're doing, Larson.
Why, is that an Asian joke?
No, I'm saying you always are playing video games, racing games or golf games. This case, a golf game.
Yeah, we're in here playing a little PGA. I can't believe you said that. I know, I'll probably get in trouble for that, but I'm Asian, so I could say it. But yeah, we're in here playing a little golf. We can't play outside in the rain right now, but hopefully it dries up. We get out there racing. My car felt really good the last couple of days, so hopefully we can get out there.
All right, let's set the whole scene here. So we got Kyle, we got Denny, we got Stenhouse, there's Josh Peterman, friend of everybody in the garage area, hanging out. JP, heck of a basketball player. And how's your golf game on video game, Denny?
I'm the worst. So we're doing low ball, low total now. We have two-man teams. Kyle's the best, of course, because he is Asian. And I'm the worst at the video games. So it's these two versus us.
All right, Stenhouse, can you save this interview in some way?
No, I don't. I can't help my two friends. But JP and I are going to win this game. I hope we get out on the racetrack soon. I think Kyle's got a fast car, so we're going to have to catch him on this video game and on the racetrack.
Well, here's proof that it's full moon Saturday night. Experts say it's best to water lawns in the early evening or early morning, around 3 a.m. So note to the grounds crew, deactivate the sprinklers on race night, please.
Yes, I'd say we have a small 911 here.
Winner, but this is not the winner.
I've never been wrecked by a wrecker.
Natalie Decker they're trying to push Natalie Decker off the track after being involved in an incident, and then
Push her onto it. I think she wanted to turn on the pit road, and the record driver didn't realize that, and she was trying to hit the brakes, and he was on the gas. He was on the gas.
I don't know if I would consider this funny or bizarre or whatever it goes in a category, but this is something hilarious to watch. Denny Hamlin impressively drove around Sonoma, a road course with right turns and left turns, blinded because his hood had flew open and was on his windshield. This was an impressive move by Hamlin that he was still able to be decently competitive for those couple laps he was out there until he brought it to pit road.
Johnson, who leads the bad news for Denny Hamlin. That's some driving right there.
They'll clear by 10.
He's got to be driving out the driving window.
Yeah, okay. Here's what happens here, and we'll look. Obviously, when he came down pit road, he's doing. I can't believe he's keeping this thing on the racetrack right now. Maybe his spotter's talking him around, but he's doing a great job, and he's still carrying some speed, man. But let's go back to the pit stop here. If you see the pit stop, he comes down pit road, and when the NASCAR official reaches up under that, I want you to see the NASCAR official when he walks over to the grill, or to the hood. He'll walk over and he'll flop it. Watch how much it moves up and down when he walks over and he grabs the hood. They go to the other side. The NASCAR official's right here. He'll walk in. You see him push it down. Watch him lift it up. Look how much that moved up and down. It got so much air up under it that it sheared those hood pins. There's nothing he could do about it. The official checked it. It was right. But you carry so much speed around this place that this is what happens because you couldn't fix it under green. Now they've got to come back in under green. Hood's wiped out. They can't get the hinges down.
Martinsville Speedway, we'd love to have a better shot of turn 1, but Ross Chastain has decided to stand right in front of our camera.
Upcoming star Ross Chastain wanted to have a little fun with NBC, and he definitely did.
Watch this. He heaves that baby up into the stands.
Game over.
If we get this race going, Bubba's not going to have any arm left.
Well, Bubba's got a nice, he throws a nice football, but wait till you see Coy LaJoy.
Now, wait a minute. Sir, you don't get to keep that.
Yeah,
you do get to throw it back.
Oh, it'll come back. Here, it's coming. It's coming. Here we go.
He's got an arm.
That's a bullet.
And there,
it is.
And there you go. They're still at it. That LaJoy's kid's got an arm.
Oh, watch him. He can heave that ball.
It's going to be tough for one of those fans to get it back over the fence from
there
20 rows or 10 rows up.
Rain delays in NASCAR suck. There's nothing worse than a rain delay when you're excited for the race to begin and it can't because it's raining. But hey, I will admit it makes for some great TV, and it makes for some great moments for drivers to interact with fans, and this is what Bubba Wallace and Coy LaJoy did at Michigan in 2018. They decided to play some football with fans in the stands, and it was great. Imagine you're one of NASCAR's most elite drivers. The playoffs are fixing to start, and you're just trying to coast your way into the postseason to have a great race at Watkins Glen, just a couple races until the playoffs. And then you look out your right side window and you see a fan sticking something in there saying, "Can you sign this?" There is no way this will probably ever happen again in another NASCAR race. But this was so funny to see a fan hop the fence during NASCAR racing at a red flag at Watkins Glen and ask for Matt Kenseth's autograph. One of Matt Kenseth's funniest moments behind the wheel in the Cup Series.
Been a lot of anticipation, obviously, with Cletus in the field. I know this isn't how you wanted it to come to a close. What was your experience like as a whole?
Well, I was having the best day of my life, ripping around Daytona like a bald eagle. I was flat out, you know, avoided a wreck, which was awesome. I thought I was the best driver to ever exist in that moment. And it's probably because my sleeves were cut off that I was able to pull off that maneuver, come down pit road. Then someone slammed into my rear left quarter, spun me out, lived through that, got some fresh tires, went back out there. I'm hot dogging into 1 and 2, and the car lost it in front of me, and I saw it, didn't have enough brakes to get slowed down before it, and tried to go around it, misread it, zigged instead of zagged when I should have zagged, and I zigged, and bam, blew the front end right off my hot rod.
Just made that up. It'll drop next week. We lost 2 pits trying to sink down the front stretch, so let's not do that the rest of the day. All right, I'll just be an ass then. Whatever. Trying to keep it lighthearted in here. Just keep moving forward, you Mac, any way you want. Simple. I mean, did I at least get like a foot tap or a head nod from any of y'all? Dale liked it. Dale enjoyed it. That's right.
We're racing at Richmond, and he's got the car is totally covered in mud, and he hollers on the radio, "Richard, I need to pit." And Richard says, "Dale, I hate to come in and pit and lose all that track position." And Dale comes on the radio and says, "I'm going to be off the radio for a few minutes." And then you see Dale driving with his knee and got one head, and he's cleaning the windshield off.
His impersonation of the window cleaner at your service station.
It's like a floor mop, doesn't it?
You can't get it turned over.
Carl, turn it over, get it down there. He's trying to get a different grip. Vince, what's he got to say about that?
You know, actually, that was made for him in case the windows started fogging up on the inside. He could actually use it to clear off the windows on the inside should they be fogging, and I think he's just getting a little creative. You know what? I think Carl Edwards just has too much fun when he's out there on the racetrack.
I'd give anything for a pair of... Oh, it's over? They just said it's over. All right, so it was a great race, a lot of fun, and see y'all next week.
I made a lot of notes for this event.
They're closing in on it now. We've got a bunch of people here.
About tracking down a rabbit.
That rabbit gets through this this gate, I guarantee you. There he goes, told you. There's no way they're catching that rabbit. I'm getting tired watching.
You know, there's a pedestrian tunnel over by turn 3. He may just run over to that and head on out of here.
I think you're being a little optimistic,
Yeah,
Phil.
very, quite.
don't think he's properly credentialed to be on the infield either.
Maybe he'll run into the bucket. Maybe he'll run into the bucket.
Oh, is he going to come through the hole there? What can you add, Hermie?
Well, Cameron, Haley, and I are enjoying this entertainment, just like wondering if somebody ought to sign this rabbit as a running back for the Carolina Panthers.
I know the joke is NASCAR officials that never make the right calls. They're always boneheaded. They can never just use their brain cells and make good officiating calls during a race. And it was in 2015 when officials and safety workers could not even make the right moves to be able to catch a rabbit that was running around the racetrack. They had to red flag the practice session at Bristol as Cole Custer was at the top of the board leading, and they had to go chase a rabbit around the track, and it took them forever, and it was hilarious.
It was snowing at Bristol, and that tore Larry Mack up. That Carl had been to the Weather Channel, and he had not. So now let's go to our weather forecasters, our meteorologists. Atlanta, Hampton, Georgia, there's your finish line. You got to just take it on through.
And of course, but you're standing in front of my monitor.
I'm sorry.
There you go. If you notice, we got a front moving in up here through the Midwest, up to the Great Lakes. But if you notice down here in the Southeast, it's clear, which means race day here will be clear. It's going to be sunny with no rain in the forecast. You can see that this front pretty much has a northeast movement up into the Canada area right there.
All right, not a bad start there, Larry.
He's doing it. He's doing it. This is our radar picture here. You can see we have a lot gathering down here in the Gulf Coast. But if you can notice, it's clear
there
up
you go. There you go.
Now, this is the Doppler radar here. You can see this little bit of front here. It's starting over in Utah, moving up into the Dakotas, and also down here in the Florida area, the panhandle of Florida. No, the panhandle's up here. But once again, my point is it's clear in Atlanta, Georgia, which is what's important. I do like I see this. You can see we have this the low pressure, and this is moving to another low pressure up here. And this is where, if you notice, if you remember the map a while ago, this is where that front was moving right up through here above the low and the high pressure, which probably is going to mean that this group up in here, they're in for some cold weather very, very soon. I think winter is just upon them. We're supposed to be around 70 degrees. There you see the temperatures right here. This is on Sunday. If you can see down here in the Southeast, in the 80s, somewhere up here where they're playing football, which who cares? This is 70s. Now out here where they're playing the World Series, you see, you better put your jackets on. It's going to be cold in the Colorado Rockies out here. Look up here in the 20s in the Northwest. But the good thing is, one more time, clear and in the high 70s.
Adjustments, wedge, track bar, you guys have really come to life.
Well, that's just Denny Hamlin. That is Denny Hamlin. Right.
I think it's cooked.
That's all we need to know. Run that truck through it one time. Let's see what happens.
No, don't do that.
The 2010 Daytona 500 was under red flag because the track broke. Yeah, that was a video in itself. But Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin showed some hilarious moments between them two with an interview. It was great for television. Yep, that's a school bus. And it still blows my mind that this even happened. At Watkins Glen in 2022, after practice, the school bus just drove on the track backwards. I don't know what was going on.
We have guys that have shown greatness on road courses, and one of those has to be the driver of the 8, Tyler Reddick. Maybe a surprise this year that he got his first win, but he followed right back up with some big finishes.
In the 2016 All-Star race, it was chaotic to say the least. The format was stupid, and the racing was even weirder. And Tony Stewart, in his interview, definitely expressed that.
I'm as baffled as everybody. I don't know how in the hell we were scored a lap down after they stopped the 20 car and they pit everybody together, lap down and lead lap and lap down. It's the most screwed up all-star race I've ever been a part of. I'm glad this is the last one.
The good news is you're okay.
Yeah, I'm all right, except I'm just madder than hell because I don't understand how in the hell they've officiated this whole thing from start to finish.
There's two parts of this story. We changed our right front spring once in practice, and Paul will appreciate this because he's a crew chief and a car guy. But in order to put a right front spring in, you got to lower the suspension down, and these cars have brake lines in them, and it's flexible brake line. But these the way the spring went in, the brake line was too short and it broke. So we changed the spring, and I went out on the track. And about that time, the yellow came out for practice. Somebody wrecked, and it was right at the end of practice. And so practice got canceled right there. But I was already out on the line. And for those of you that have been to Charlotte and know how that works, at the end of nationwide practice, Cup qualifying begins. And so for whatever reason, I don't remember exactly why, instead of doing a lap around the track and return to the garage, everybody did like this half lap backwards down that quarter-mile track they have at Charlotte. Well, I didn't realize I didn't have any brakes. So we grabbed like second or third gear. We're going like 65 mile an hour backwards around this racetrack. And I make this right-hander into the quarter mile. And the whole Cup field's there for qualifying. I mean, the whole Cup field. I'm going like 60 mile an hour. And I go to hit the brakes. Nothing. And all I can see is all these people, all these cars, and Jeff Gordon's car is right in front of me. I got no brakes, and I'm out of control. So I make this hard lap and go through the infield, and I'm just tear this car all up. And the record driver comes and gets me, and he yells in the window in this very southern voice, you know, a couple obscenities with basically saying, "What were you doing?" And I'm like, "I didn't have any brakes." So as it would happen, we replaced that brake line with another brake line that just happened to be even shorter and broke in the race. So we get in the race, and we do this first run in the race. And I'm running pretty good. I'm running like 15th or 20th, which, again, for where I was at in my career was great. You know, it was awesome. That was all I could ask for. And there's a green flag pit cycle. And getting ready for the green flag pit cycle, and I push the brakes. We're halfway through the run, and the brake line breaks off this car. And so this car won't stop. So we talk about it for 15, 20 laps. And we're talking about, well, when this green flag pit stop comes, you know, we're going to have to get the car stopped because the car's not going to stop. You know, it's got no brakes. And we get on pit road, and I go to pull into my pit stall. And everybody jumps across the wall, jack in hand, everything. And everyone forgot that I had no brakes, and I just right through the pit stall. So I go, this is in the middle of green flag pit stops. So I'm like 20 boxes down, no brakes. So the whole crew runs over and starts to push the car backwards. And I get Joey spotting the whole time, and Joey's over the rail going, "Oh my God," you know, and Joey's real exaggerated about it. And we finally they're pushing my car backwards really, really fast. And I get 5 stalls away, and they're pushing me backwards, and they do like this push-off motion, like a bobsled. And so what happens? I still have no brakes. So I'm going down pit road at what feels like 35 mile an hour. I know a human being can only run like 10 or 15, but it felt like this car was going 35 mile an hour. Backwards, under green, in the middle of green flag pit stops, no brakes. And of course, so what happens? I go flying through pit box backwards and almost up on the racetrack backwards. And my dad comes over the radio at that moment and goes, "What part of no brakes don't you understand?" And he just goes off on these crew guys. And for me and for Joey, that was one of those moments where we bonded together and just have told that story. And Joey's been with me almost ever since. So that's how far Joey and I have come together. But we still tell that story all the time. So now you know the story.
If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. Also, if you've liked this video, I'm pretty sure these videos will catch your eye also.